Hello all, A Culture Life here. I wanted to do a video where I'm showing you guys my plants inside. I need to give them another watering. It seems like since I've been bringing them inside, they've been needing so much more water. The air in here, we moved into an apartment like this past spring, and it's just I don't know, it has forced air in the apartment, and it's just um, it seems like the plants need water more often. But this fiddly fern, my cat decided that he wanted to use it for a litter box there for a while. Now I think he stopped, but so that's why the leaves, pretty sure that's why the leaves have been going bad. I have my curtains closed because it's nighttime already. Well, it's like 5 o'clock and it's like dark out already. I was hoping to be able to get a video during the daylight, but this is my hanging plant. So here's my peace lily. I got this whenever my mom passed away. This was given to me, and this was the start of my plant journey. I just learned how to take care of plants from there. It just went crazy. This is a jungle leaf boogie, it's called. It's crazy. I have to it just came off the stem here. Just I have this little stick here to keep it stable, and it just came off. It's like it does whatever it wants. This here is from the cat, of course. The cat. And the leaves, they say that because of the way that this is made, it just sometimes the plant does that. And so I got this on clearance. It was like really it was really expensive, and then on clearance it was super cheap. So I decided, I was learning how to take care of plants and stuff. The cat, I think that happened out when it was outside. We have acorns and stuff. We have a tree above, and I think that the acorns would rip apart some of the trees. This right here, this buddy, I don't know, this plant was doing good, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, now he has one. So I don't know what's going on with this. This is called Angel Wing. It was doing really good. I've had it for a while, and then all of a sudden, I don't know if it just doesn't. I've had it inside before. I need to water some of these. It's still moist, but and this buddy here, this was a rescue, and I cut it because it was really tall, and it was sprouting out on this side. Oh yeah, there's two. You see the two stems there? It hasn't. It seems like it's maybe a slower growth. This calathea, this is the first time I've ever had a calathea, and it seems like I've heard from other people, they say that calatheas are really, really, really picky. And the water's good and everything. It's moist, so anybody has any tips out there other than it's just super picky plant. This fern is another rescue I had. It had all these dry ends to it. And I cut back some of them, and these are usually, they usually take a while to grow, so I didn't want to cut back too much of them. But it's been growing some. I didn't repot it. I probably could use a repotting. Most of the rescue plants that I got, I repotted because they were just too small of a pot. But the person who had them before, it seemed like they knew what they were doing, because they were really good condition. Here's this pothos, and this I did have it where I had this up here like this, and I had it in the ground, but it just fell out, and I need to put pins in it. I just haven't done that yet. Here's this is called a banana, and this, I don't know. Oh, it's pulling down here. This is called a banana something, and this was a rescue too. I'm not sure how well it's gonna do, because some of them broke off. There's another pothos, and I'm just not sure what Some of these are just, I think they don't like the indoor air here. It's just so dry in here because I need to water them a lot. My cat, probably trying to use this, crawling around in it, and he stepped on them. But this, I've had these snake plants. This all started from one plant, and now I have like, I don't know, 5 snake plants now or something. This here, this, I don't know what happened to this. This just fell off. I think the cat tore it off. This here, right here, all the leaves fell off, and now it's growing a baby. So I don't know what's with some of these plants. That was a rescue too. I repotted that. Here's a mint. This was doing really good, and then it just all of a sudden died. I'm just like, some of these. Here's this is one of those plants that attracts bugs, and now it has two flowers on it, gnats and stuff like that. It was doing good. It was that when it was outside, but inside I guess we don't really have any bugs, which is, I'm glad. And this plant has been doing so well. It's growing. Oh my goodness, it's growing, and it's so thick. But this uses up so much. It dries out so much. I need to water it again. I was going to try to water while I was videotaping, but I didn't think that would work very well with me holding the camera and then me showing my plants. Man, I should have looked up all these names. These two, this one was a rescue, and this also was a rescue. And this one's doing good. Some of these plants I brought in too late. Like I brought, it was like still 40 degrees outside, and I was waiting to bring them in because I had so many plants, like, oh my gosh, I have a lot. And so this one didn't do too well with the temperature change, and it lost some of its leaves. But they'll grow back hopefully. And then this is another rescue here. And this has been, as you can see, this is dropping some of its leaves. And I don't know if it's because it's dry in here, like when it was, or if the TV's affecting it. When it was outside, the wind would knock it down and stuff, and it was fine. So I don't know what's going, I don't know. That's a rescue too. So I haven't got to, had too much time with it yet to learn from it. And then here's my ZZ. I've had this for quite a many years. I've had this ZZ for a while. This was a rescue too. This philodendron, and man, this doubled in size. My gosh, this is huge. It's doubled in size since I brought it in. Acorn did that. The acorns from the trees up above, it ripped holes in the leaves when it fell. I think that was from when it was unfurling, maybe. But look at all these. It's growing a new baby. My goodness, this one is like, ever since we brought it in, it's just been going crazy. My gosh, look at all these new babies. My gosh, it's just going nuts. It's getting so tall. It's gonna be like my my other plant that is so huge. I know the name, but the name's not coming to me right now. Oh yeah, and here's another one of my snake plants. Some of them I cut off pieces. Whenever my cat, he would bite the top of the plants, like you can see right here. He would bite them, like right there. He would chew on them. He would stand there. I don't know if that's part of it, but he would chew on them, and he would chew the tips off of them. And with snake plants, if the tips are chewed off, then they won't grow anymore. Like that right there, that when the tip is cut off, I don't know what happened to that. So this particular piece will not grow anymore because that is cut off. So what I did back in the beginning when I just had one snake plant, like I cut this off down on the bottom. I cut this right here, and then I put it in water, and and once it rooted, then I planted it. Like this right here, this was one of the ones that I see where the cat bit on it. This is one of the ones that I cut off from the plant where the cat bit, and then I repotted this. So this whole plant here came from this one right here that the cat bit off of. So you can do that. You can, when you propagate it, if the tip's not growing, you can either just leave it if the tip's cut off in the plant and it's not growing anymore. Because see how this is unfurling? It can't, this one can't do that anymore because the cat ate it. And this one can't either. So I just cut this off, you know, at the bottom and repotted it. And then this whole plant came from this one piece of snake plant right here. So, and I guess I could go ahead and cut this piece off. I just never have. It just grew so much. I replanted that like maybe two years ago, and that's how much it's grown so far. But at first when I replanted it, like see how this is bending over? At first when I replanted in this one, the new growth was flimsy at first. And I learned it was because of like lack of nutrients and stuff like that. So I don't know. I must have maybe I should have gave him. I don't know if I didn't give him enough nutrients on the fertilizer or what. But yeah. So that's how you propagate a snake plant, and that's how you know if it's going to grow or not. Like this one's not going to grow anymore because of its cuts. Cause see how they unfurl on the top. That one's going to continue growing. And this is another snake plant. This is actually the mama. This is the mama. This is where all the snake plants came from. And this, I don't know what happened there, but that's not going to grow anymore. I could cut that off and replant that if I wanted to. But some of these are just so unruly how they're just going out to the side. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on there. And you can see, if you go down here, I could... See how where the root is right there? That's going out to the side. I could cut that, go down, dig it up like this spring. I can go down, dig it up, and cut it, you know, in the middle and put it upright. You know, put it upright so it stands, so it's not leaning over. So it's not leaning, you know, leaning over like that. Well, these two plants, gosh, I think the cat probably did something to it. And then I can set it upright. But you're not supposed to, typically you're not supposed to repot and propagate until it's either the spring or the fall, because the wintertime it kind of goes dormant, so you don't want to do it during the wintertime. And then here's another pothos. My gosh, actually I think this is a pothos, or is it a what's that other word? They look like pothos. It'll come to me. But this one was a rescue also, and this one was so long. I repotted this because it was in a even smaller plant pot than this, and I didn't want to repot it in too big of a pot because they say you should gradually move the size up. I didn't want, and it's just growing so much. Look at that baby. I didn't want to put it in shock, and it lost some of its leaves when I brought it in. Because of, I guess, shock of temperature, because it was 40 degrees outside, which you can leave your plants out until, you don't want to leave them out below 40, but I should have brought them in a little earlier, but I just had so many plants and I just kind of like didn't. so it lost this part of it. It lost some of the leaves, but it's still growing like crazy. Like it just keeps on growing. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. And then this Chinese plant here, this was a rescue also, and this is just growing like crazy. It's kind of bent out a little bit, but it's pretty. You can see how its stems are like that. But yeah, I think that's pretty. That was a rescue too. And here's my snake plant. For some reason, my snake plant just does not do as good inside as it does outside. I just don't know what the deal is, but it's still growing babies, so it must be happy enough. And then here's this one here. This one is I know I used to know the name. I should have looked up all these names, but This one, I think, from walking back and forth, I think we ended up ripping that off. I don't know what happened to that right there, but it seems like every once in a while, like the bottom leaves, they dry out, they go yellow, and I guess they fall off. I guess that's normal. This was a rescue, so this past summer, so I've learned some, but I haven't learned a huge amount. Like, I know it flowers. It flowered really pretty this summer. Like this right here, this used to be flowers, and then now it's the seed. And then I really could, if I wanted to, cut that open and there'll be seeds in there. And I'm trying to find, oh yeah, here's another form of a seed. So if I really wanted to, I could cut that open and replant. But I just want to learn a little bit more about this. But I just think the bottom of that is so pretty. I didn't realize when I got this pot didn't have a hole in the bottom, so it was outside and it was collecting rainwater, and it got a little too wet on the bottom, so that's why that's like that. I did, my daughter, she drilled a hole in the bottom for me. We have like a drill bit, a diamond drill bit, to be able to do that. So now it does drain, which is much better. And now this banana plant, I don't know what is going on with this. This was thriving, and I don't know if it's just it doesn't like the inside, or if it's just normal for it to like die off like this. But it's like I'm making babies. Look at this. It's like dying off. This centerpiece is dying off, and then it's making these babies. So it's moist. Here's some more. Here's another baby. The water's moist, or the ground's moist, and it likes to be moist. I know that. But, so I don't know if this is a normal, and then it's making more babies on the top. I don't know if this is just a normal transition for this. This was a rescue also. I know I've seen them outside. People have them outside in their yard a lot. And it seems like they die off, around this time, like end of, around fall. So I don't know if it's just natural for them to die off, or they just don't like the indoors. My cat is like, would you leave me alone? Say hi, Leo. Hi, Leo. Cute boy. Cute boy. And then my Monstera, this is the one I was referring to earlier, and I said I forgot the name. My Monstera, my gosh. It's like, it's gigantic. Oh my, it's just huge. It's just taken over. When it was outside, all my plants love being outside. They love the rainwater. They love the sun. And this one just took over. It was like it wanted to be the center of attention. It wanted to take over all the other plants. It was like, nope, this is my place. So I gotta rotate it every once in a while, so that, because the leaves, the bigger they get, these filastrated ones, these ones will move to the sun a lot really quickly. Now these ones that don't have any the name's not coming to me right now. They don't really move, but the larger ones, they really move. Like, they're moved towards the sun, and you'll see them. Like, you'll notice. I'm not sure if that was from the sun. They are sun sensitive. Like, when I take it outside, I have to be careful. I have to kind of gradually move it, or it will be sensitive to the sun, and it will get some, like, sun marks on it. Like, that might possibly be that, from when I had it outside. Now this size, this won't grow anymore. This is one of the so-called baby plants of this, one of the first original ones. And then as it gets older, it produces the what is that? I know all these words, and then when I get on video, then it's like these words go. But it's just huge. This Monstera is just gigantic. My gosh. It's like I just want to be the center of attention of everything. And this one was a rescue. And I cut off some of the stems because some of them were just really viney and they didn't have much leaves on, like this one. But look, this one started here and it goes the whole way around and the whole way around. And then I have it hanging over here. And look, this is like another baby's kind of like, And this one needs a lot more water. Like it's good right now, but this one, because it's probably has a huge root system. I did repot it, but it's because it has such a huge root system. It needs a lot of water. This buddy here, this was a rescue also, and it's leaning over. I try to put this moss pole in gently without breaking off leaves. I did end up breaking, like, see right there, I did end up breaking a leaf off, a leaf or two by accident, but I'm trying to get it to move towards the sun, and if you can see, it kind of is moving. It kind of is moving kind of towards the sun a little bit, but it's just leaned over. I repotted it. This was a rescue. I repotted it, but it just didn't seem to help to get it to stand up. Or maybe I need to try to repot it again this this spring. But it's always growing babies. Like one time, the top dried off because I was going past it when I was out on the porch, and it ended up drying off and falling off, and I thought it wasn't going to grow anymore. But here we are, it's growing. Look, that's growing right there, and then there's another one growing here. It's just, and then it's just crazy. Like, what am I going to do with this thing? So, but yeah, that's it. Go back to the plant that started it all, the peace lily. So that's my plants, and that's how they're doing inside. They're Some of them aren't doing as good as they would if they were outside, but they're surviving. So, okay, I wanted to show you all my indoor plants. Anybody have any pointers? Give me some pointers of experience you've had with any of these plants, like my fiddle leaf fig. This was a rescue, and this is the first time I've ever had one, and I heard they're very finicky and picky. So, any pointers would be great. Okay, signing off. I caught your life. Bye bye.